All right. Hello, everybody. Check it, check it. Welcome to Flow of Conscious Hey. Today, we're going to take it pretty easy. I'm actually kind of tired. So, we're going to take little themes out of a hat. Anime resistance. Anime resistance. Aliens and their tech. Ooh, that's a big question. Do you guys think that aliens have left some tech on planet Earth? The CERN. The CERN is such an expensive science project, but I think it's worth it. Despair. You've only said it to me for the millionth time. Acceptance is relevant to me when it comes to self-acceptance. Neuroplasticity. I feel like Madonna has really good neuroplasticity. Expectations. Similar to acceptance, expectations really reminds me of yourself, like your journey on this life. And I think the best way to help to cope with other people's expectations is to think about your own and like your own standards, what you really are here to manifest in this life. Okay, movie you've never seen, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is a movie where a family goes for a picnic and a giant dragonfly sort of lands next to the picnic and they sort of all hop on it and fly away to a very distant land of dinosaurs. But they're kind of shrunk in that scale, right? Because if they're that big on the dragonfly, the dinosaurs are like Godzilla's, like they're really huge. And so they decide to sort of establish a camp. Vitality. Vitality relates to the foods that you eat. That's how you nourish your body. The Renaissance was actually the Renaissance of the Greeks and the Romans. AI. The Teletubbies. Actually, this is a really good way to answer the previous question. I feel like the Teletubbies and AIs are sort of similar, kind of. Spot on. You know you're spot on when someone just sneezes, like just made them sneeze and you hit that spot. Death. Death is an everyday experience. It's the other side of the coin of life. You can't think about life without thinking about death. The people who do, they don't really want to think about life. They want to think about what they want to think about. The plot. Well, what a great last prompt. The plot, I think it's really important not to lose the plot. Like, you want to be aware. You want to study your surroundings and not be too sure right away so that you can get underestimated, hopefully. Like the plot is mostly like a, a Stephen King, like a bunch of like the Langoliers, like the bunch of random strangers on a plane and they don't realize it, but things are going down. There's these little creatures that eat up the world behind them until there's nothing left. And to move on to the second part of this show, which is the guided meditation. So, today for the guided meditation, I suggest that you keep your eyes open. Maybe find a spot in the room where there's less information and you can stare at that spot. Or, as usual, you're also welcome to close your eyes. But I think it's interesting to try to visualize, like, let's say, a tulip. Imagine that there's a tulip in front of the wall where you're looking and there's a vase. What kind of vase is it? How long is the stem of the tulip? What color? You may be seeing different colors. Maybe you can pick one or maybe. And now we're going to let go of the tulip. We're going to be with our breath. And now imagine a little bit in the way of VR, but like that there is this little hologram and there's a little waterfall, like a trinket, something you would see as souvenir, a little sculpture of a waterfall, except that the water is real and it's dripping down. So we're going to go with one more tableau. We're going to imagine a little bunch of bananas. How are they lying? Are they more on their side? Are they like in perspective where you see the bottoms of the banana? Okay. And now that we've done this exercise, we're going to do something more physical to ground us into the world. Track your finger with your gaze. Go nice and slow. I'm looking at my knuckle, for example. So now we're going up and down with our finger. And without moving the head, if you notice you're moving your head, better to do it moving your head than not at all. Like, this is always a super good and relaxing exercise. And now we're going to draw circles with our finger and track. Maybe the fingernail might be easier. Maybe you want to track the pinky finger. Make sure to make this fun for yourself. And we can move on to the other side, tracking the finger. Take your time. No rush. Very good. Now go front and back and keep tracking the finger or the fingernail. Connect with your breath. Make sure that you're really comfortable with this. If you're going to do this, we're going to look at the background behind the finger and just let the finger come front and back. You might see it double, but just don't focus on the finger, focus on the background. And now focus on the finger. So it's good to take these things in strides. They're very powerful tools. We can finish just with a meditation without doing anything. And perhaps keeping our eyes open if we've done thus far, or to close them if it makes you more comfortable. For me, keeping my eyes open is a good meditation for boredom, like to accept boredom as a good thing in my life. That's kind of why I do it. Because I struggle with that. Sometimes I want things to always be interesting or always be entertaining. And gradually you can bring your presence back into your physical body, into a more familiar mode, but see if there's a difference in this mode from before we just did it, or maybe there's not a difference. And make sure to feel if there's a difference, how heavy is one shoulder, How heavy is the other? All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a blast. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up.